the Not Carrie Bradshaw YouTube channel. In this video, I'm recapping the new season, season 6, episode 2 of Real Housewives of Potomac. This episode did not give us a whole lot, but I'm still just gonna, dive in with some of my thoughts, comments, concerns, questions, things that make you go, huh? Which is what I always walk away with after an episode of Potomac. It's always like, huh? So let's jump right in. This episode picked us up right where we left off with Karen and Giselle arguing about God knows what. Now, number one, this episode reminded me of something that I have known for a while since watching this show, and somehow I forgot it a little bit. Karen is full of shit, and that's no tea, no shade. That's what makes her a fun character to watch. But you also have to keep in mind that Karen is full of shit while you're watching this show. What I mean by that is Karen is one of those people who just be talking. There are some people who don't realize that silence is an option. And so when they're backed into a corner, let me say this. Some people just be talking for no reason. Karen is a person who just be talking when she's backed into a corner. She will just throw shit at the wall to see what's going to stick. And that's what basically happened here. Giselle came ready to come for Karen. I don't think Karen was as prepared, so she just started just like saying shit. And we find out that that's exactly where the Sing Sing thing came from. She was just talking, and people who are like that, you can never really take too seriously anything that they say, because you never know what they're going to say. They're just talking, and that is Karen. So we now know the Sing Sing thing was not rooted in anything but her just using a phrase that she thought sounded good, and it had no real meaning or significance. And it's like, why was I even trying to figure that out when I know that this woman is full of shit? I just forgot. She reminded me. It's fine. Mia did the thing that all the new people on reality TV do, where they jump in head first with whomever brought them to the dance, and then they start trying to dance with several different people. I don't think that it was disloyal of Mia to say that she thinks that Giselle has a good heart. I think maybe you need to call into question how discerning you actually are. I think that there was an attempt maybe there for her to establish a relationship there. Now, I want to think about if it were me, if I were in that situation, if I were at a party, with a close friend, I don't know. I'm the kind of friend that if you are wrong, I'm not going to help you be wrong. I just don't want to say that it was Mia being disloyal like Wendy said. I think that she just did that thing that all reality TV people do. The new girl always tries to interject in, some long established beef and really wants everybody to get along. And that's how they just kind of insert themselves. And it's like, sit this one out. You don't need to say anything. So I'm not going to completely write Mia off as disloyal. I am going to just say that this is new girl behavior. I'm also just so confused about why Wendy keeps coming for Mia. Wendy keeps coming off as judgmental, as condescending, as a stick in the mud, and I just don't understand how you have so much smoke towards this woman who you just met and who is a guest in your home. Like, relax. It just, like, you can feel Wendy's disdain for Mia off rip, and I'm just like, girl, hide it a little bit. And I don't like that Mia is calling her insecure. I think that is a huge accusation to make. But I hate to admit that Wendy is coming off as insecure, and I don't like it. I don't want her to be that person. Like, damn, I don't want her to be that person. Circling back, Karen is saying that the reason for the beginning of her and Giselle's beef is that Ray, who, I want to be very clear, Ray was dead ass wrong for saying this to Giselle. I think it's a reflection of Ray's generation that, of course, he would say some shit like this and think that it's okay. But for Ray to have told Giselle last season, you're not gonna be this beautiful forever. You need to try to, find you a partner while you still can before your looks start to fade. I think that's a very shitty thing to say to someone, and to tell them that they should settle, just take what they can get while they still have the looks to get someone. And all Giselle said was, Ray will be long gone by the time my looks start to fade. That was not Giselle wishing death upon Ray. And I want to, again, I don't want to dive too deep into the mindset of someone who is so full of shit as Karen is. But Karen, do you really think that that's what she was saying, or you're just like grasping at straws to justify why y'all have this weird beef? If you just not feeling somebody at a certain point in the friendship, you just not feeling them, and it gets weird when you start trying to make up reasons when there aren't reasons there. And then to say that it hurt your children are very grown. And I am just so sure that your children did not read that as Giselle wishing death upon their father. Like, I'm not buying that. That's bullshit. I'm not going to give you that one, Karen. I enjoy the Grand Dame as much as the next girl, but I'm not giving you that one. I don't think that that's what that was. Moving right along. Robin and Wendy seem to have a little bit of friction. I don't know if y'all picked up on it, but Robin felt like Wendy was maybe caping for Karen. And I think that what it really was is just that Wendy was trying to encourage Robin to not jump to Giselle's defense like she always does. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but does Giselle jump to Robin's defense like that? Because it feels like a very one-sided kind of situation where whenever somebody is holding Giselle's feet to the fire, as they understandably should, Robin wants to swoop in, and I just don't. I'm trying to recall if I have seen that go both ways on Giselle's part. I'm just not sure. Y'all slide in the comments and let me know if that's a thing, if this is a mutually beneficial relationship in that regard, because I don't think it is. But I did pick up on a little bit of friction there. I want to say, Wendy, thank you for admitting what we all knew, that you got your butt done. I don't know if Mia admitting to all of her procedures gave you license to admit to the totality of yours, but thank you, because I was not going to be able to deal with you going this whole season and not telling us the truth of like everything that you had done when you're the one who brought it up. I also found it really interesting that she said, as a professor and as a commentator, you're put in a certain kind of box and like you're expected to look a certain kind of way. How are professors expected to look? Academic? I don't, okay, sure. Moving along. I am really interested to see how it's going to work out with Chris being Candace's manager, because Chris admitted that he has no experience in managing a musician. Chris thinks that his real job is managing Candace as a person. And if you haven't been able to manage Candace's moods just as her partner, how do you think you're going to be able to do that professionally? I think that's going to put an additional unnecessary strain on a relationship that for me is already not fully solid, just from the things that we saw last season, where when they have conflict, it looks like the way they resolve that conflict is, one or two of them just has to walk away, because Candace cannot handle being told that Candace is wrong. She cannot handle any kind of criticism. Candace is her mom and she doesn't see it. I think that she is lacking in self-awareness, and I don't know how who's not even, I think that you need to be a trained medical professional, like a mental health professional, to navigate that situation. I don't see this going well, but I'm not going to wish bad on nobody, but I don't see this going well, not only because of his lack of experience managing an artist, an actress, a whatever, but in the fact that he hasn't been able to manage her moods outside of her professional realm. So I don't know. We'll see. Ashley's conversation with her mom about her sex life with Michael. Now, I have friends who are super open and can talk about stuff like that with their moms. And okay, girl, That's not even the thing that stuck out to me. What stuck out to me, what gave me pause here, what made me go, huh, is Ashley's mom saying, and Ashley agreeing too, well, if you keep them satisfied at home, they won't go looking elsewhere sexually. Now, first of all, I fully do not even understand what Ashley was hinting at that they are doing to work around her physical discomfort having sex at such a pregnant state. I don't know what she was saying that she was like, you have more than one hole, and I'm like, so are you saying that y'all do anal or oral? I don't understand what exactly she was saying, which I actually really kind of don't need to know, but I was just like, what are you getting at here, honey? Spit it out. That's funny, spit it out. Anyway, but I don't think that providing for a person sexually is enough to stop them from cheating if they just want to cheat. I don't think it hurts. But I think sometimes people legitimately cheat because they aren't being fulfilled sexually. But I think that sometimes that's just an excuse that people use because they just don't want to be in a relationship or because they just want to cheat. I could be wrong. I'm not a relationship counselor or therapist. That's not in my wheelhouse. But I don't want Ashley thinking that that's going to be the solution to Michael's infidelity issues. It won't hurt, but I don't know. And then if they were already having these issues, I still don't understand how or why we ended up with a second baby when things weren't going great with the first one. I don't know. I hope it goes well, but I also want to say Baby Dean is very shady. Baby Dean did what horrifies me about meeting new babies. One of the worst things as an adult is meeting a new baby and that baby immediately is like no to you. If a baby walks into a room, if someone brings a baby into a room where you are and that baby immediately starts crying, or someone tries to pass a baby to you and that baby starts immediately crying, it looks like there's something wrong with you energetically. It looks like, the baby picked up on a bad vibe and that the baby has discerned that you ain't shit and everybody else is like, oh, she must not be shit. And it's like, no, this is a baby. They have been in the world for 15 minutes and they don't know what the hell going on. Don't make this a judgment about me. It is one of the worst that I can't stand when I'm holding a baby and I think that everything is going fine and then the baby just like does that fallout thing, that thing. I can't stand that. That is so embarrassing. And it's like, baby, why do you and I have beef? We just met. What's the tea? Why are we in this space? And the baby is just not feeling you. So I completely understood why Karen got up and left, because when Dean came out that room, he looked at Karen and was like, no to you. And I felt embarrassed for Karen. I have been in that situation. Babies be tripping sometimes, and I don't want to deal with that. If I'm holding your baby and your baby even look like it's about to fall out, or I can see the cry, the tantrum like forming on their face, take your baby. I can't do it. I will not be embarrassed today. Absolutely not. That's just me. I don't understand Giselle's house. I don't understand what's going to happen to Giselle and Robin's relationship when Giselle sees what Robin said about her house, which Robin ain't told no lie. Robin did tell a lie a little bit because that house is tacky as hell. There were some things that I enjoyed. I enjoyed the gold hardware accents. Some of the tiling was lovely. But Giselle's house is strange. It is somewhat haphazardly put together. I don't understand the addition. I don't understand the West Wing. How did we land here? How did this happen? How? That's all I have for that. I enjoy Giselle's daughters so much. No one reads Giselle down better than those girls. And I think they are the only people keeping her grounded in life, because I think Giselle is a bit delusional. I don't think that Giselle is in touch emotionally, and I'm happy that they know that. And yeah, I'm rooting for those girls all the way through. A part of me is happy at the prospect of Candace and Karen mending their relationship, but I don't want to see Karen acquiesce to Candace's victimhood. What I'm hoping will happen is that Karen will pull a Crystal from Housewives of Beverly Hills and just be very clear that I'm not going to apologize to you for that because I don't think that I was wrong. And, we can agree to disagree on that and just move forward. What I actually think is going to happen is that because Monique is no longer on the show, and I don't think that Karen really has a dog in this fight in that way anymore. I do think that she's going to give in and admit to Candace's victimhood and just, apologize kind of hat in hand. And, we'll see what happens when she, goes over to to Candace's new house and sits on her very large couch. We'll see what happens. But I don't want to see any more of Candace's victimhood. I just don't. I cannot take it. I will leave. I can't deal with that anymore. It was exhausting last season. It was actually really hard to watch. And as much as I want them to just move on from it, I don't want Karen to move on in a way that perpetuates Candace's belief that she is blameless. Nope, 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 nope. Juan doesn't want to be here. And I don't just mean on the show. I think it was shitty for Karen to say that, to insinuate that Robin doesn't have a real relationship and that she's not going to have a real wedding. Was it a nice thing to say? No. Was there maybe some truth to it? Every time they show the scene of Juan yelling at Rob or talking to Robin sternly about staying in bed like that, it hurts my feelings a little bit more, because how do you see this person who you have been in partnership with for so long sleeping this late into the day and not asking if they're okay, telling them that this is unattractive and, you need to do, I do. I don't like it. And I'm hoping that something happens later in the season for him to redeem himself. That's a real harsh way to treat the mother of your kids during a pandemic. And y'all have 2 kids. Sir, please. And you're not there. Like, you're traveling for work. So, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not happy with where this episode ended. I am not happy with seeing Wendy come off as so insecure. With Mia, I don't like it. Figure it out. Get it together. What exactly is she doing that's making you feel so... And they keep bringing up the whole thing of her getting, whatever she got done to her clitoris. I would rather a person, we say that we want people to be honest and to be real about stuff, and then people are honest and she doesn't have any shame in what she's gotten done, and they want to slut shame her. It's oh, well, you were a stripper, so what do you think happens as a stripper that you would need to get your clit repaired? People who take themselves too seriously and who jump at opportunities to judge other women for just being, I don't like it. I don't like it. Now, do I fully understand what happens when you get your clit reconstructed? I don't know, other than a vaginal birth, which she said she didn't have. I don't know what would happen, but she was honest about it and she's not ashamed of it. And they keep trying to make her be ashamed of it, but she don't care. You're not going to make a person feel shame for something they're not ashamed of. Move on. It's done. Damn, people who take themselves too seriously just send me. And I'm tired of Wendy being condescending. And no thank you to it. I don't want to see that the whole season. Figure it out. And I also like that Mia's not backing down. Mia was like, oh, what you going to do about it? Love it. Is, did. So that was this episode. Again, not a whole lot. We got a little bit of clarification on that sing means nothing because Karen is full of shit. So maybe next episode will give us a little bit more. Be sure to check back in with me. Make sure that you hit subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. Love to see you here in spirit, you know. So slide in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, what you think is coming up. Do you want to see Candace and Karen repair this relationship? Is Karen as full of shit as I think that she is? I want to know. So slide in the comments. Let's talk about it, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.